Hi everyone, welcome to your practice today. Welcome to a yoga practice all about relieving low back pain. Low back pain is ubiquitous in today's society, at least in the Western world, and I think it's due to the fact that we sit a lot. So this practice will be unwinding some of that tension due to excessive sitting. We will stretch the hamstrings, we'll strengthen the core, we'll open the hips, we'll open the front body and strengthen the back body. So this will be a great practice if you're feeling a little pain and strain or discomfort in the low back. But it will also be a lovely practice if you're just needing a little bit of a full body nourishing practice. So you'll want to have a block and a strap for the practice, or at the very least a thick book and a tie or a sock or a belt. You'll want to turn your ringer off, make sure that you're not going to be distracted, and allow some me time. So we will start in pose of the child. So coming into pose of the child, stretch the arms out in front of you, set the buttocks down by your heels, and rest your head. And let's just start with the breath. So if you can, in your mind's eye, imagine that your inhales are filling up your low back. So you're actually massaging your back from the inside out. Inhaling, filling the low back, and exhaling, softening the low back. And breathing with this kind of intention can really be effective at beginning to relieve your back pain. Just simply breathing and bringing your attention to the back in this way. From your child's pose, pop up on your fingertips. Let your forearms lift off the mat and take a breath in. And keeping the buttocks grounded, walk the fingers over to your right. And so we're taking a little bit of a side bend here. Breathing into that left low back. And keeping your left hip grounded. And keeping your face relaxed. From there, inhaling back to center, lengthen side body, and as you exhale, finger walk over to your left. Keeping the buttocks grounded, particularly the right side, that right hip crease is grounded, breathing in and out. And then as you inhale, walk your fingers back to center. Exhale there. Spread your fingers, plant your palms. And as you inhale, begin to push into the ground and round your back. Come on up to hands and knees. And as you exhale, just settle into this quadruped position. Hands are under your shoulders and your knees are underneath your hips. Pull the belly up just a little bit, pull your ribs up just a little bit toward the spine. This is your neutral position. And let's synchronize this next movement with the breath. So, as you inhale, we're going to soften the belly and the chest down, lift the tail and the chin up. That's the inhale. And exhale, begin to push the ground away, tucking the tail and tucking the chin. Inhale, arching, softening the front body down, lifting the tail and the chin up, and exhale, rounding, pushing the ground away, hollowing the belly and the chest. 3 more. Inhaling, exhaling, inhaling, shoulders draw down from the ears. Exhaling, pushing the ground away. And last one, inhale, arching. And exhale, rounding. Come back to your quadruped position. Press that right hand. Inhale, sweep your left arm up. Hold here for just a moment. Try to lower or ground that left buttock and left hip bone towards the ground. Opening up through the chest, and as you exhale, bring that left arm under you. Crawl it to your right. Lay the side of your head on the ground. The entire left arm is stretched out. And I'm going to take my right hand and I'm just going to encourage the skin and the flesh of that right side just down toward that right heel a little bit. You can keep that right hand on the ground for some support. You can also increase the twist by pressing that right hand. Take another breath in, still descending that right side back toward the heels. And as you exhale, press that right hand, drag it back, left hand returning. Other side. Inhale, sweep that right arm up. And on this side, it's that right hip that's going to stay down instead of opening up. So keep that right hip down. Pelvis is level. And as you exhale, sweep that right arm under you. Slide it to your left and lay the right side of the head on the ground. Your left hand can encourage a leveling of the pelvis so that left hip crease moves back a little bit. Left fingers can come back to the ground. They could even stretch over the head here. Breathing in and out. And then returning the left hand to the ground, press into the floor and come back to your hands and knees. Take a breath there. Sit back for just a moment in your pose of the child and let all of that sink in. Breathing. And then as you inhale, round back, come up to hands and knees. Arch the spine, turn your toes under, and take a downward facing dog. So keep your knees bent for this down dog. We're going to press the arms long and straight and lift the tailbone and the sit bones up and back. Knees remain bent. Stretch the side body long, breathing. Take another breath in. Keep your left knee strongly bent and begin to straighten that right leg a little bit more. So as you can see, I still have a bit of bend in my right knee. If you're tight in the hamstrings, you will likely have more bend in that right leg. Switch sides, strongly bend the right, and begin to straighten the left leg just enough until you feel a little stretch in the back of that left leg. The arms continue to push. The buttocks continue to reach up and back. Take a breath in, bend both knees. If you need to come down to pose of the child, feel free. Or stay in your down dog, and then with 2 knees bent, lift your tailbone up, breathing in. And as you exhale, begin to press both heels down a little bit. Let your head hang, let the breath be full and deep. 3 more breaths. One more breath here, and let's just take a little break in pose of the child. So bring the knees down, bring the buttocks down, rest a moment, and again, notice how you feel. Notice what the breath is doing. From here, as you inhale, round your back, come up to hands and knees. Arch the spine, turn your toes under, and step it back into downward facing dog. Bring your feet a little closer together, and from there, inhale, take that right leg up and back. And as you exhale, bring your shoulders towards your wrists a little bit. Look where you're going to go, and step that right foot between your hands. Now, you may only be able to get it up a little ways, and so if that's the case, you can help it up with your right hand. Bring your pelvis down a little bit, and we're just going to enjoy this lunge. So as you can see, my right side is flexed, my left side is extended. So I'm getting 2 very different sensations side to side. Draw the shoulders down away from the ears. Now, if this is too much, you might bring that left knee to the ground or toward the ground. Keep drawing your pelvis lightly forward and down. If the back knee is lifted, feed that left heel. Pull that left heel a little bit toward the back of your mat. Take a deep breath in here. Now if the knee is up, bring the knee down and begin to push that right leg a little bit more straight. Now if you're really tight in the hamstrings, you might find that a block is really useful here, or even 2 blocks are useful here. You can have your hand up on the block as you begin to pull your hips back away. So I'm looking for a stretch in my right leg, and I definitely feel it here. You might flex the front foot and point the foot. From here, I'm going to remove the block, press into the hands, lean forward a little bit to lift that back leg, and slide the right leg back into a downward facing dog. And before you jump to the next side, pay attention. How does it feel? What's the difference? Do you notice a difference? Let's go to the left. Inhale, the left leg reaches up and back. And as you exhale, lean your shoulders forward a little bit. Bring that thigh to the chest and step the foot between the hands or as close as you can make it. Bending that front knee, begin to set your pelvis down and forward. And you'll feel that right through that back leg, the front of the back leg. And again, if you want to bring the knee down, you can. Shoulders slide down from the back. And I'm trying to be as long as I can here, from the crown of my head through that back heel. From this position, take a breath in. As you exhale, bring the back knee down and begin to pull the hips back away. If you find that you're really having to round your back to bring the fingers to the floor, use the block. Gives you a little bit extra height. And see if you can, instead of rounding the back, see if you can begin to extend the spine a bit. So the heart comes forward and the tailbone begins to reach back behind you. You might point and flex that front foot a little bit to stretch the calf. Keep breathing, stay focused, stay with your practice. And then from here, bend that front knee, hands to the ground, and step back into your downward facing dog. From your down dog, bend your knees, look forward, and just walk your feet forward. Keep the knees bent. Separate the feet about hip width apart. You can hold on to the ankles here, and I've got quite a bit of bend in my knees. Inhale here, lengthen just a bit. And as you exhale, fold. Grab your elbows. Let your head dangle. If you need more support, you can keep your hands on the ground or even better on a block. My knees are bent and my belly and my ribs are in contact, or at least very, very close to my upper legs. See if you can allow the upper body to drape and fall forward, allowing the weight of the head and the arms to traction the spine. So if you're feeling an intense stretch in your hamstrings, bend your knees more. We're doing this posture not for the purpose of stretching the legs intensely. The purpose of this forward bend is to traction the spine, to make space. So with that in mind, breathing in and out. Breathing into the low back, feeling it expand. Releasing the exhale and allowing the back to soften. If you wish for more of a stretch here, you might sway your upper body and arms side to side. You'll begin to wake up the outer hamstrings and IT band area. And then from this standing forward fold, release the fingers to the ground or to a block As you inhale, rebend the knees a little bit more, lift the gaze, look forward. And as you exhale, step it back into downward facing dog. From your downward facing dog, slide your shoulders forward, bring your knees down to the ground, and come all the way to the ground. Bring your elbows right underneath your shoulders. Your forearms are parallel to each other. Press your hands and forearms down into the ground and very lightly pull on the ground, like you're trying to pull the chest a little bit more forward. My legs are anchored, my toenails are on the ground, all 10 toenails. In other words, if your pinky toenails are lifting, it's likely that your legs are externally rotating. And what you want instead is an internal rotation of your thighs, and your pinky toenails should be on or closer to the ground that way. With that internal rotation of the legs, see if you can gently guide your tailbone and your pubic bone towards the ground. A few breaths here in your Sphinx pose, breathing in and out, feeling regal and elegant here, just like the Sphinx. And then as you exhale, press your hands, drop your chin, and begin to peel the chest and then the belly, and then the pubic bone, and then your thighs, bit by bit, off the ground. And you might just stay there with your knees down, or you might lift your knees. I'm all the way up on my toenails, and I'm looking back towards my feet. I feel the strengthening of my front body and the opening of the back. From here, we'll release just the way we came in, so slowly. First the knees, if they were up, and then the lower, mid, and upper thigh, and then the pubic bone, and then the belly, and there we are back in Sphinx. And we'll do that one more time. Take a breath here, pressing the floor away, elegantly lifting up and out through the heart. Thighs are internally rotating. Toes are pressing down. From here, breathing in, as you exhale, drop the chin, begin to peel the body off the ground. When you're ready, begin to lower, releasing knees, thighs, pubic bone, belly, and chest. Make a pillow with your hands, turn one cheek and just rest a moment here. Breathe into your low back. Turn your other cheek. Give yourself time to breathe into your low back. From here, returning to center, instead of elbows underneath your shoulders, bring your hands right to the sides of your chest and maybe even back down the side body a little bit. Lift the heads of the shoulders and draw those shoulder blades and elbows together. Root the feet, just like you did before in your Sphinx. Take a breath. And now using mostly your back, lift up a little bit. And if you're not quite sure how much back do I use, how much hands do I use, can you lift your hands and remain upright? And if so, then you're using mostly your back, which is what you want. So the hands can lightly press into the ground. My belly is on the ground, my pelvis is on the ground. This is not an up dog. This is more of a shalabhasana or a locust. Take care that you're not crunching the back of the neck, straining the chin forward. Feel the ball of the head roll forward. And you might feel a little bit more support from the front body in your back bend. Take a breath here. And as you exhale, release it down. This time, I'd like you to make a pillow with your hands, but bring your right leg up into like a tree position, so my foot is pointed and my arch of my foot is touching, or at least near to my left thigh. And I'm just going to crawl my upper body to the right a little bit, towards my bent leg, and I'll make a pillow and I'll just rest again. So I'm beginning to stretch the inside of my right thigh and lengthen that left side body. And if after a few breaths you feel like you could add a little bit more to the side bend, you can crawl a little bit closer to that right knee and rest. After a few breaths there, come on back to center. Nice and slow. Straighten out the right leg and we'll switch sides. Bend the left knee out to the side into like a tree position. And either just coming down onto the pillow of your arms, or maybe you walk the arms to your left a little bit for the purpose of stretching the right side body, and you rest there. And if you find yourself gripping or holding on tension in that left leg, can you acknowledge it and then choose to let it go? When you're ready, slowly walk your way back to center, back to that Sphinx pose set up. Take a breath, and as you exhale, widen the elbows and just come right down, gazing forward. Give your back a chance to even out, and take a big, even breath down into the spine. And we'll take one more back bend from here. So bring the arms alongside the body. Palms are down. Toenails press. Take a breath. Press the hands, lift the chest and lift the upper back. So try to keep the heads of the shoulders lifted and a slight drawing in toward the spine of those shoulder blades. You might choose to stay here, or if you wish a little bit more, lift your legs off the ground, lift your feet. Don't worry about squeezing the feet together. You can instead imagine that you're holding a very light block between your ankles. So there's a light squeeze in, but don't feel like you have to squeeze the feet all the way together. Press the palms, keep the ball of your head rolling forward, the back of your neck long. Take a deep breath in and release it straight down. As you inhale, look forward. Bring your elbows underneath your shoulders one more time, or another option, you can widen the elbows, and we'll take just the legs this time. Last time. Breathing in. As you exhale, imagine that you're holding an invisible block between your ankles and lift them up. So the upper body stays low, stays grounded, stays fairly relaxed, and I'm using the back side of my legs and my buttocks to lift the legs. Try not to let your pinky toes dip down. Try to internally rotate the legs so the outer and inner edges of the feet are lifting evenly. From this position, breathing in, nice long legs, and release it down. Turn your toes under, flexing those ankles. Bring the hands back alongside your rib cage and push back into a pose of the child. From your pose of the child, look forward, rounding your back, come to hands and knees, arching your spine back into downward facing dog. And let's just take one more moment here in the downward facing. From your down dog, bend your knees, breathing in. As you exhale, round the back. Bring your shoulders over your wrists. Arch the spine, pull back to your down dog. Do that again. Round your back, use your legs, push your shoulders forward to your plank. Bend your knees, arch the back, and pull back into your down dog. Do that 3 more times. Returning to your downward facing. From your downward facing dog, take a deep breath in. As you exhale with bent knees, walk forward. Have a seat on your mat. and come onto your back. So get comfortable on your back, draw your knees into your chest. Tune in to how you feel. Breathing into the low back, expanding, breathing out, emptying and softening. Bring your left foot to the floor and cross your right ankle on that left lower thigh. Take a breath here. As you exhale, lift your head off the mat. Reach forward with your arms. Your right foot is going to flex. From this position, begin to draw your left knee towards your left ear. So using the abdominals to lift for 3 more breaths. Right foot stays flexed, and this right ankle is just lightly pushing away, even as that left leg is coming closer. So you have to find a balance of the push and the pull. From this position, hands can reach under, grab that left shin bone or the back of the left thigh, and draw your head back to the ground. So you might experiment here by pulling that left knee a bit more toward the outer left chest, and you'll feel that in a different part of that outer right leg, as opposed to just drawing it straight into the center. Rock side to side a few times. From here, take a breath. Come back to center. Exhale, lift your head and bring the head down. Left foot to the ground. I'm going to grab my strap here. Release that right ankle and loop your strap around that right foot. And straighten that right leg. Straighten that right leg. I'm going to keep my left knee bent, foot on the floor, but feel free to straighten out your leg if you'd rather. But if you're sort of in an acute moment of pain in the back, you might keep that left knee bent. That just keeps the pelvis a little bit more level, left to right. From here, I'm going to use my hands on the strap and begin to draw that right leg in a little bit. So just like we had the push and the pull of that previous pose, something similar is going on here. I'm using my hands to pull, but I'm also using my foot to push against the strap, or if I'm not using the strap, I'm using my foot to push against the hands a little bit. I'm going to use the strap just because it feels nice. If you feel your right buttock beginning to lift off the mat in an attempt to bring that leg in, keep it grounded. Keep both sides of the pelvis grounded and level on the ground. And we're looking for sensation in the back of the right leg. You might flex that right foot. You might floint, which is more of a point and a flex mixed together. Take one more breath here, in and out, and then at the end of that exhale, use the abdominals to lift the head and shoulder blades again. Use your hands to pull, and that right leg continues to resist and push away. Take one more breath here. Lower your head down. Turn your right foot out to the right on an angle. So if your foot was at 12 o'clock, now your foot is at 1 or 2 o'clock. Keeping the left foot grounded, whether the leg is straight or the knee is bent, start taking that right leg over to the right. Now I'm going to bend my elbow to give my arm a little bit of support. Another way you can use a block here is to support the elbow that way. So you can really relax the upper body and allow that leg to tip over to the right. So you might just stay here, and if that left foot is grounded and the knee is bent, fine. One way you can make this possibly more interesting is to then allow that left knee to open out to the side. That might be a little bit too much, but if it isn't, it can be a nice way to stretch both sides of the inner thighs. And so we're breathing. I'm trying to keep my left body heavy and grounded, so the weight of my right leg doesn't pull me over to the right. I'm Keep it grounded on the left. And then to come up, I'm going to really press into that left side. Bring the right leg back up to center. Take a breath in. I'll bring my left knee up as well. And just release that strap and let the leg come down. Just be there a moment. You might find that turning your toes in and your heels out helps to broaden and expand the low back. Moving slowly, moving consciously. Be patient. Be persistent, but be patient. We'll do that little sequence on the other side. So parallel the feet once again. Left ankle crosses on the right lower thigh. I'm going to flex my left foot. Take a breath and exhale. Lift the head off the ground. Reach forward with the arms. And then begin to bring that right knee towards the right earlobe. So my leg is pushing my right knee away, but my right knee is still drawing in toward me. Couple breaths here. If when you engage the abdominals and lift, and you notice that your belly is kind of doming up to the ceiling, first you can pull your pants up a little bit, and then you can draw the navel down toward the ground a little bit. From that position, drawing the navel down, I'll take my hands and either hold my right shin or behind my right knee, and I'll relax my head back down. And so as best as you can, scan your body. Are you holding on to tension in a place that you don't need to? So I'm going to relax my right foot. I'm going to relax my shoulders and my throat, my collarbones, my forehead, and my jaw. The parts of me that I'm going to keep actively engaged would be my left ankle is flexed, and I'm pushing with that left ankle against the right leg. My arms are pulling my right leg in a little closer. And take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, lift your head, nose toward the knee. And then inhale, bring your head down and bring that right foot to the floor. Release your left ankle and take your strap. Loop your strap around your left foot. I'm going to move my block to my left side. From here, I will hold on to the strap, keep my head and shoulders relaxed, and I'm going to begin to pull the leg in towards me as I push with the leg against the strap. And so I could leave my right knee bent, or I might begin to straighten it out. See what that feels like. Maybe that feels good to you. Resist the urge to lift that left hip up and out of the socket. We're going to keep it grounded, keep it heavy. And we're just patiently and persistently drawing the leg towards you as you press back into the strap. From here, breathe in, exhale, feel the abdominals engage, draw your navel down toward the floor, lift up, and then release the head. Let your left foot turn out to maybe 10 or 11 o'clock. Keep the right side anchored, whether the knee is bent or straight, and start taking that leg over to the left. Not so much that the right side comes off the ground. Keep the right side gently grounded, and take that leg off to the left. So we're looking for a stretch in the inside of that left leg. One way you might approach this is to imagine that you're trying to lengthen the inner side, the inner leg line of that left leg. Like you're trying to touch the big toe to something back and behind you. Keep the belly drawn down, keep the right side heavy. That includes right chest, right shoulder blade. From here, anchoring through the navel, keep the navel down. It's almost like you've tightened up your belt loops here, your belt. And bring that left leg back up to center. Breathe in here. Exhale, lift up. Release the head and release the leg. Both knees are bent. Feet are on the floor. Turn your toes in and your heels out. Let your knees knock into each other. Just be there. And let's finish with a bridge pose, but we're going to support the back in this bridge pose. So draw the heels in a little closer to the buttocks and parallel the feet. Let your block be handy. From this position, press the hands, press the feet. Tuck your tailbone so you can feel your low back press into the floor a bit. And keeping the navel drawn down, use your legs and begin to lift the pelvis up. So you might just stay right here and not worry about a block at all. That's fine. If you wish to use the block, take your block, bring it right underneath your sacrum so the wide face of the block is on the ground and facing up, and lay your sacrum on your block. The sacrum is that triangular bone between and above the buttocks. It's the very bottom of the spine before it turns into the coccyx or the tailbone. So just let that sit on the block. Arms can release, palms are up, close the eyes, and allow the block to hold you up. Soften the belly, deepen the breath, and enjoy the pose. From here, spread your toes, press your feet, tuck your tailbone so you can feel your low back get a little bit fuller with your mind and your breath, so to speak. Pressing the feet, lift your sacrum off of the block and see if you can lift your buttocks a little higher. Press the back of your head into the mat. Keep your cervical curve curvy. Engage the buttocks. Lift the pelvis as high as you can. Take a breath in here. And exhale, release it down, back to the block. Let the sacrum settle on the block again. Turn your toes in, turn your heels out. Just relax, breathe. And we'll do that one last time. So paralleling the feet, press the feet into the ground. Tuck your tailbone lightly. That draws the navel down toward the spine a little bit. And begin to lift the sacrum off the block. And of course, if you don't have a block, you might use a large book here. Or you might choose not to use a block at all, and you can just be coming down to the ground in between. Feel your buttocks working. Press the inner edges of the feet. Don't let your toes and your knees splay wide. Keep the inner edges pressing. You can imagine you're squeezing that same invisible block between the knees. From this position, take a breath in and release the sacrum back to the block one last time. You might turn the toes in and the heels out a little bit. Let your knees come together. Rest. And when you're ready, parallel the feet once more. Press into the ground just a bit, just enough to lift the buttocks, enough you can remove the block. And then slowly roll it down. Bring your knees into your chest. And we'll finish with a twist. So bring your knees together, bring your inner ankles together, and stretch the arms out, shoulder level, palm down. Another way you can do this is with more cactus arms and the fingernails on the floor. Pressing the inner ankles and the inner knees together. Breathe in. Press the palms. Try to keep the upper back grounded and start to hover your legs over to your right. Keep squeezing them like you're holding a pencil between the knees and a pencil between the ankles. Don't go too far. Just want to go maybe a third of the way, maybe halfway. And then pressing the upper body, draw the navel in toward the spine, bring the legs back up, breathing in, and take it to the other side. Go slow. Go slow. Flex the ankles. That will help remind you to keep those inner ankle bones together. Squeeze the knees together, firing up that center line of the body. Press the palms, press the shoulder blades down. Breathe in and out. Draw the navel more tightly toward the spine. Inhale, bring the knees back up. And we'll do that one more time, repeating to the right. Breathe in and out. Don't hold the breath. Breathe in, breathe out. On the end of that next exhale, draw the navel a little bit closer to the spine. Inhale back to center and repeat to the left. Anchoring the upper body. Hover the legs to your left, not too far. The head stays neutral. On the end of your next exhale, draw the navel a little bit more tightly. It's like you're trying to squeeze the last bit of the breath out. Keep the navel drawn in as you inhale, back up to center, and exhale one at a time. Feet to the floor, widen the feet, turn your toes in and your heels out. Rest. Breathe into the length and the width of your low back. And let's take a supported shavasana. So if you happen to be near a couch or a chair, you might scoot up a little bit closer to that couch or chair and rest your calves on the seat of the chair or the couch. Another option here is to use a bolster or a blanket. So I'm going to grab a bolster. So if you're lucky enough to have a bolster or a big firm pillow, you can place that right underneath your upper legs to encourage a knee bend. And if you don't have a bolster, you can use some pillows or some towels, or you can use a block under each upper leg. We're just looking for some support to create a knee bend here. Get nice and comfortable. Close your eyes. In your mind's eye, with your next inhale, can you send it down into your low back? Can you envision that inhalation expanding the low back? And as you exhale, can you envision the low back softening and relaxing? Again, send your inhale down into the low back. In your mind's eye, see your low back expand, growing full with that breath. And as you exhale, can you see your low back relaxing and settling comfortably? One more time like this. Send your inhalation into your back and see your low back expand. And allow the breath to exit, releasing, relieving, and softening the back. And now just let your breath be. Allow your breath to simply come and go as it wishes with no more control or effort. begin to deepen your breath. Begin to awaken the body. And when you're ready, bend your knees slowly, one at a time. You might take a moment and pause in between sides. And when both knees are bent, let's just take the knees to one side, back up to center, going slow. Knees pendulum over to the left, back up. And now roll all the way over onto one side. Just get comfortable there. From this side lying position, use your hands and press into the ground. And come up to sit. And drawing yourself up to your full height, feeling that length of the spine, feeling spaciousness in your back. Feeling gratitude for yourself, for making time for yourself and for your practice. Thank you for joining me today. I hope that this practice is your go-to practice when you're feeling a little pain or strain in your back and you need a practice that's really nourishing and feels good. Thank you for joining me.